Thank you for coming today. Our Patriots Memorial Park was conceived to honor the brave men and women of DeKalb County, Alabama, who have served in the U.S. military, in our fire and police departments, as EMT personnel, and as first responders, and to honor our fellow Americans who have served to defeat our enemies and to stand with our allies throughout the world. We hope that you will enjoy your visit. Now, let us turn to World War II and the European theater. The principal antagonists were Germany, Japan, and Italy, known as the Axis powers, whose dictators or military leaders had taken control. They promised renewed prosperity via territorial expansion following the disasters of World War I and the 1930s Great Depression. Japan sought hegemony in Southeast Asia. Germany moved to annex Austria and parts of Czechoslovakia, and Italy turned to North Africa. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, which prompted Great Britain and France to declare war. The U.S. sought to remain neutral, although President Franklin Delano Roosevelt appealed to America to become the arsenal of democracy, supplying the Allied powers, Great Britain, France, and Russia, with ships, planes, tanks, and war materials. Japan, not Germany, forced war upon the U.S. The U.S. had canceled exports to Japan and had frozen Japanese assets in protest as the Japanese seized areas of China and Southeast Asia. To cripple the U.S., Japan launched a surprise attack on U.S. military bases at Pearl Harbor on Sunday, December 7, 1941. The U.S. declared war on Japan December 8th, and on December 11th, Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S. World War II had become a global conflict. As early as mid-1942, the Allies began to turn the tide in the European-African theater. Though defeated by German General Rommel at the Battle of Kasserine Pass in North Africa, the inexperienced Americans quickly learned and recovered and began to drive the Germans out of North Africa. In mid-1943, Allied forces landed in Sicily and then in Italy, contesting a well-positioned German army in some of the toughest European campaigns. In June of 1944, in Operation Overlord, Allied forces, taking heroic losses, successfully landed on the beaches of Normandy in northwestern France in the largest seaborne invasion in history. While fierce fighting still lay ahead, victory in Europe was now inevitable. The last major contest came with the German counteroffensive in the Ardennes forest in Belgium, known as the Battle of the Bulge. The German thrust bent Allied lines, but courage and grit, aided by Allied air power, repulsed the onslaught. The American flying fortresses, B-17s, with superior bomb sights, carried on continuous pinpoint bombing runs over German cities and industrial sites. On May 7, 1945, General Dwight David Eisenhower received the German government's unconditional surrender. Much more could be said about the Nazi attempt to exterminate the Jewish people, termed the Holocaust, the American commitment to help rebuild devastated Western Europe via the Marshall Plan, and the formation of the United Nations as an attempt, once again, to find a peaceful solution to solving national and international disputes. We recommend that you study the war to learn just how much this war affected the world, both then and now. Again, on behalf of all of us in DeKalb County, thank you for taking a moment from your day to honor those who have served and to learn more about our endeavors to preserve peace around the world.